Ms. Newsome, watch that wire, please, as you walk across. And before you sit in the witness stand, face Mr. Gamble and receive the oath, please. You can come up here. All right.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God?
I do.
That's it. Ms. Newsome, could you please state your full name for the court?
Yes, Jenna Newsome
And where do you live, Ms. Newsome?
in Blakely, Georgia.
And do you know the defendant seated to my left, Trinity Poague?
I do.
How do you know Miss Poague?
We
Okay. We have a jury key here.
I'm
Is the
sorry.
microphone on? Tap it for me, please. Okay. Yeah.
Speak
You just
louder.
a little
Okay.
louder and make sure it projects to the microphone.
okay. Sorry.
How do you know her?
We met in 2020 at Miss Colquitt pageant.
And do you have known her since then?
Yes, sir.
Has she ever performed any service for you where you would pay her for services?
Yes.
What did she do for you?
She babysat my children and went on like day trips and stuff with us.
How old were your children at the time she was babysitting for?
I'm going to object. If this is just, character evidence in the sense of, she babysat my children and nothing bad happened. That's, first of all, is irrelevant. Well, it's irrelevant in generally, but under 404.
Mr. Lamb, before you go into a lengthy objection, I think maybe I should take the jury back out and let's find out, because I don't want to have it. I'd rather get all the if there's going to be objections to the testimony heard.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to let you step back outside for just a second. All right, what's your objection to the testimony, Mr. Lamb?
It is irrelevant character evidence under 404. Evidence of a person's character or trait of character is not admissible for the purpose of proving action in conformity therewith. To say, she babysat my children and nothing bad happened I would trust her to babysit my children or whatever is coming it's not a pertinent trait of character under this, with regard to with regard to the issues in this case, it's not a pertinent trait of character, which means it's not acceptable. It's not admissible. And even if it were admissible, it would only be able to prove it by reputation, not by reference to specific circumstances or specific acts.
All right, Mr. Gamble.
It's not being offered for the purpose of character, Your Honor. It's being offered to be able to show that she has experience in being around children at or near the age of this child, and that she would have the knowledge necessary for first caring for the children, but secondly being aware of when children are fussy or not, dealing with them when they won't sleep as they should, all of those type things. So it's not being offered to prove anything in character. And I don't intend to go into great detail with the witness other than to ask her what I just asked her about: did she babysit for her? How many times did she babysit for her? Mm-hmm. And really, that's the gist of that conversation with her, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Lamb.
Well, just asking her if she babysat for you. I think that it is sort of a backdoor attempt at putting character evidence in. But I'll stand on the objection as it stands now. Obviously, I'm not going to try to raise any further issue if the court.
Well, 404A has. I looked at this before we got here, anticipating that there may be some of this. 404A allows evidence of a pertinent trait of character, But he's saying he's not offering it as character, but I don't know whether what I don't see is what a pertinent trait of character offered by an accused is. But that is an exception to the disallowance of character evidence. And then I believe you can prove just general good character under 405, but that's not like specific instances. So with the limited proffer of what you're just wanting to establish that she's had experience babysitting, I'm going to allow that testimony.
I mean, I would probably ask her as a final question, did you have any issues with her when she did so?
Okay.
And her answer would be yes or no. But I'm not going to go into follow-ups about, all kind of care and, what did you watch her do and da-da-da-da. I will tell you, I have 2 of these witnesses.
That would certainly be irrelevant to ask her if she, did you have any issues with her, or you trust her with your children or whatever. That would certainly be irrelevant.
Is that, how do I interpret 404A1?
Pertinent traits?
Yeah.
I would interpret it just as if we had an issue before the court about someone who, whether he accidentally struck a nail or intentionally struck a nail, and you were trying to bring in evidence to show that the person was a skilled carpenter. What would be the purpose of that? Are you trying to establish character, that he's a good carpenter? No, you're trying to establish he has the skills and ability to most likely not have accidentally struck it or that type of thing. Here, because this is part of the issue of the case, Your Honor, a pertinent trait would be whether she has any child caring skills or not.
And that may be true, that whether she has skills, whether she is skilled in child care, may be admissible under this rule. But then following it up with, did you have any problems with her? You trust her with your children, et cetera. Those are the questions that I'm saying would be irrelevant. I mean, he said that's going to ask. So
You can ask her if there was ever any problems with the care she provided for her children. I think that will meet the pertinent trait character evidence, or pertinent trait evidence allowable under the character evidence code section. All right. Y'all want to take 5 minutes before we bring that jury back in? Does anybody need a restroom break?
Yes, we.
Okay. All right. We'll come back in 10 minutes. We'll come back in at 2:20. Yeah, Mr. Gamble, are you going to need that cord within the next couple of witnesses?
I was going to put it up.
It's just All right, let's bring the jury in. You bring it back in. All right, Mr. Gamble, you can continue.
Yeah, Ms. Newsome, I know we got interrupted, and I'm going to try to not just start from the front, and I don't know exactly where we stopped, so I'm just going to ask you again. When did you say you first employed Trinity Poague to be your babysitter?
We met her in 2020. I don't really remember if it was the fall of 2020 or the fall of 2021 that she first babysat my children.
And how many children was she babysitting?
I have 2.
And they boys or girls?
1 girl, 1 boy.
How old were those children when she began to babysit for them?
My daughter was 3 or 4, and then my son maybe 7.
And at that time, it was in 2021?
Yes.
Okay. How old was Trinity at that time?
15, 16. I think she was driving, so I'm going to go with 16.
Okay. How many times approximately did she babysit for you?
Maybe 10 plus times.
And did you have any issues with her babysitting for your children any of those times?
No, sir.
That's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Lamb, do you have any cross-examination?
Just briefly, Ms. Newsome, you'd certainly expect her to be able to recognize injury to a child, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's part of what you expect out of a babysitter, right? If something goes wrong, that they're going to recognize it. They're going to be in a position to do something about it, right?
Yes, sir.
You would expect her to take every reasonable measure to protect a child that was that needed protection, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir.
If there was a child being physically abused or grossly neglected in some way, and it was occurring in her presence, then you would agree with me that that would be a gross failure on her part if she just did nothing, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir.
Nothing else.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Newsom. You can call your next witness.
Jessica Whitaker, Your Honor.